Last time on Sasquatch. What in the world was that?
I have no idea, but he had the biggest brown eyes I've ever seen. He must have been over 8 feet tall, weighed about 600-700 pounds, 4 feet wide in the shoulders, brown eyes, size 18 feet. And one of those go ahead and just try and hit me looks on his face.
Now how in the world did you get that much information from just those few seconds?
I'm a trained observer, and all my training tells me I just saw a bloody Bigfoot.
Well, let's get out and take a look around, see what we can find for evidence. There's bound to be plenty.
What is it, Jonathan? What's the matter?
You know, I haven't said anything about it, but ever since we got out of the truck, I've had this overwhelming feeling like we're being watched. Hey, look at this. The end of that guard railing's been bent. That thing must have used it as a way to balance itself as it prepared to go down over the side of the embankment. That railing is made of 1/8-inch steel. Only a machine could bend it like this. It's been twisted like a chunk of tinfoil. Charlie, what's the matter? Why, you look as white as a sheet.
Jonathan, look, there, on the rock next to the railing.
Is that what I think it is?
Everything inside of me says it is.
You mean...
Yes. It's blood. There's a tree over here with blood stains on it. Looks like a bit of hair too. He must have gotten caught on this tree when he was breaking it. And he's cut himself in the process. See, right there. It's definitely blood. And look, a fistful of hair.
Did you hear that?
I know.
Somewhere out there, someone or something is watching every move we make.
Just as the Great Spirit sees and hears all you do in your journey of life, so do my people see all that happens upon our land.
Jonathan, did I just fall asleep and start dreaming?
I don't know, but if your dream has a man dressed in a full array of Native American clothing with eagle feathers in his hair and a bow and arrow across his back, then I'm having the same dream you are.
My people avoid the hairy ones. Remember, they will do whatever it takes to maintain their peace and their solitude.
We mean him no harm either. We only want to know and understand what and who he is.
Much of what my people know about him has been written in a book that was buried not far from here. A book your people now possess.
Can you help us understand the meanings of the book? We only seek to know and understand its truth. We mean no harm in any way.
These are familiar words coming from the white man. We shall see. I will do this thing and open your understanding of the book, so the truth of my people's history may finally be known.
We're back.
Whoa!
What's the matter, Jerry?
What'd you guys do? Get stuck in a time warp back to the 1700s? Who's this guy? And why is he carrying a bow and arrow on his back?
Well, first of all, it's okay. He's a friend. A rather new friend, but a friend all the same. We're going to dig into that journal and have Yellow Bear here help us translate it. It would be a great honor if you would help us to understand its contents and meanings.
And I, too, am honored by your desire to know the true history of my people. Let us see this book.
Well, here it is. Open it up. Let's see what your ancestors had to say. And now, part 4 of Sasquatch.
Wait, I cannot open this sacred book, nor touch it.
You can't? Well, why not?
The book must first be cleansed in ceremony. This room and everyone within it must also be cleansed. We must restore balance in all things here.
Well, how exactly are you going to go about doing that?
First, you must get me a pail of water and some soap. I make joke. Paleface, go outside of this place and gather a flat stone and bring it to me.
Well, how am I supposed to know what kind of stone you want?
When you find it, you will know this is the one.
When I find it, I'll know. Come on, what in the world? Where did they find this guy? Oh, boy. Is this what you wanted, Yellow Bear?
Ah, I see you did not use your eyes to find this stone, but your heart. You knew this was the stone and brought it to me.
What does that even mean? How can I see without using my eyes?
If you ask yourself this question, the answer will come to you. Sometimes when one asks a question, it cannot be answered.
Never mind, never mind. Jeez. Man, just say one thing and the guy goes off on you.
This drum was gifted to me by my father. It is the only drum I will beat.
It might be the only drum he beats, but he dances to a different drum.
Shh. Quiet, Jerry.
Ah, cedar. Good for cleansing. Sage to carry away the bad and the disease to another place. Sweet grass to welcome and hold the good and pure spirits. This eagle feather I have used in ceremony since I was very young. One uses it to send the sacred smoke to all things in this place, so they may be cleansed and blessed. These sacred herbs are set upon the stone that young Jerry has gifted to us. I will start them on fire. I call upon the spirits of ancestors past. It is I, Sikyaona. Come to this place that I am. I ask this sacred smoke to cleanse our bodies and our minds, carry away the bad disease, so the good and the pure may again restore balance in this place, and all within it. Sacred spirits, hear me. Do this thing that I ask.
Uh-oh. That's not good. Excuse me, Yellow Bear.
Please.
It's okay, everyone. There's no fire. Everything's all right. Just open all the windows and the smoke will be gone shortly. Chang, can you please shut that noisy thing off?
Evacuate this building. Please evacuate this building.
What in blue blazes is going on in here?
Evacuate.
I thought the whole place is on fire. What's with all this smoke? You're not smoking some new special weed, are you, Professor?
No, Yellow Bear here was just doing a special ceremony to cleanse everything in the room before he reads the journal.
I was just coming back from the photo lab when I heard the smoke alarm go off. Scared the pants off me, I tell you. I thought the whole place was ablaze. You know, I've already had one fright a day, Professor. I don't need a second one. My heart can't take much more of this.
Everything is all right, Charlie. No one's hurt, and there's no fire. I just forgot how sensitive those smoke detectors are.
Whew. Right, well, I'm glad to hear everything's okay anyway. Oh, by the way, Jonathan, I called Mrs. Davenport and let her know what happened. I told her we'd get a team out to her as soon as we could.
Okay, good. Let's round up Ron Jacobs and Jeff Baldwin and send them out there.
Rightio.
Well, Yellow Bear, I'm sorry your ceremony had to end in such a ruckus and turmoil like that. I should have taken better precautions.
No words are necessary. First time this has ever happened. Sikiona thought he had summoned an evil spirit.
Well, that there was quite the interesting experience.
This ceremony is a ritual of my people going back many centuries. The smoke cleanses and carries away the bad. And the good smoke purifies and holds the good.
Well, I don't know about you, but my lungs have a different opinion of it.
Are you going to turn white again, paleface? I will open the sacred book now. Grandfather's sun shines upon our tribe today. My father hunts for game while mother and I stay in the teepee taking care of daily chores. There is much talk around camp this morning of the hairy one seen last night by one of the older men. The sound of it scared me awake, but I never saw it. I only saw dances of firelight upon the walls of our teepee. I heard the whooping sound it makes along with an awful smell.
A short time later, it was quiet again, and I drifted off to sleep. This morning, very large footprints were found around the camp, and the drying pools were empty of the fish that had been hung to dry. No one feels fear, but a feeling of curiosity fills the air around us. What was it that wandered through our camp last night? Is it dangerous? Are we really safe here? Or is it just another creature of the woods? No one seems to know. It is springtime. Everything is reborn. Flowers stretching for grandfather's sun. The days are warmer now, and even the nights. Grandmother Moon shines more brightly and gives us more to see in the darkness. Soon the planting will begin. At this time of renewal there is a freshness to the air and an energy that comes from Mother Earth. Even the animals feel it. I wonder if the hairy ones feel it too. My older brother tried to scare me earlier with his story about one of the hairy ones, wishing it to come and capture me and take me away to his home as his wife. He says that is why it came last night, for me. He even tried to tell me a story about how some women take the hairy ones as husbands. But I don't believe him. I am not the kind of girl a hairy one would want. And I certainly would not want one of them.
Now wait just a cotton-picking minute here. I've heard a lot of tall tales in my day, but that one's a skyscraper. Women taking Sasquatches as husbands? You mean willingly? You gotta be kidding.
These stories were passed down from the elders. Some tribes tell of women choosing the hairy ones over their own men for husbands. Some tribes say they came and stole the young women for wives during the night.
They did what?
Yes?
Miss Davenport? I'm Ronald Jacobs from the Bigfoot Research Lab.
Oh, hello.
This is my partner, Jeff Baldwin.
This is Davenport.
Sorry it took so long to get back to you. Our first team had an encounter of their own on their way here that prevented them from reaching you.
Yes, I heard. One of your people called and explained the whole thing to me. Well, come in, come in. Have a seat in the living room.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, stop it with that man business. I'm just an informal country girl. Call me Maria.
Yes, ma'am. Maria.
Would you two like something to drink? Coffee, perhaps? Or just water?
Water's fine, thank you.
I'll take the same.
Okay, I'll be right back. There you are.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
So tell us about your encounter.
Well, it was last night around twilight. I was out back taking my laundry off the clothesline and putting it all in my basket when I heard a noise down by the river behind the house. Typically, I see a deer go by and the occasional squirrel or what have you, but none of them ever make that kind of a noise. But this was different. I heard something like a whooping sound.
Uh-huh.
Well, I know it wasn't no deer, and there are no other animal I know of around here that sounds like that. So I set my laundry basket down and walked real slowly over behind the tree that sits right at the edge of my yard. And when I peeked out from behind the tree, there it was. Big, dark, brown hair, long stride, arms just a-swinging. It was walking right along the riverbank. It would stop every few steps and look out at the river, almost as if it was looking for something. Then it would walk a little further and stop again.
How big was the creature, Maria?
Oh, I'd say between 7.5 and 8 feet tall.
Was there any odor in the air at the time?
Not that I could tell, but then again, the wind was blowing away from me down toward the river at the time. So if there was any odor the wind was carrying, it was the other way.
Did the creature ever make eye contact with you at any time?
I think it did at one point. It must have sensed my presence and looked back over its shoulder right at me as I was standing under that tree. It was then that I froze and didn't move. Why, I didn't even want to blink or breathe. I thought for sure it was going to turn around and walk right up the riverbank and into my yard. It had such an intelligent look to it. It stared at me for what felt like 10 seconds or so. Then it turned back toward the river and continued to walk further down the stream. I watched it all the way where the river bends around the corner and out of sight.
Have you been to the river since last night to check for any prints?
No. Like I said, it was twilight by this time, and I didn't want to go down there with it getting dark. So I just stood there for about 5 minutes trying to comprehend what I had just seen, and then I turned and came back inside.
How often do you go down to the river?
Oh, almost every day. I love to stand there and watch the river and just connect with the earth and feel close to the Creator.
You ever notice any evidence before of this kind of a creature?
No, none. Not until last night.
Have you ever felt like you were being watched while you were outside?
No, never.
Well, Maria, I'd like us to go down to the river and have you show us exactly where you saw the creature. And while we're there, I'd like to search for more evidence and take a few pictures and just do an overall search of the area. Then after that, we can...
Ron, wait a minute. Did you see that?
See what?
I'm not sure. It's almost like we just had the fastest solar eclipse I've ever seen. It got real dim in here, then light again. It was almost as if some massive object blocked out all the light from